This is Ingvild, working hard, and I am Marte. We are from NettSett. We are a web and design agency based in Oslo. None of us are actually WordPress coders. We have a guy that does most of the coding for us. So we won't be very technical in our talk today. Yeah, so let's just start and then see how this all works out. Yeah, when we make websites, we always use WordPress. When we first started up, the reason we fell in love with WordPress was because it was easy for us non-techie people to use it. And as the relationship with WordPress grew into a deeper love, we came to appreciate the endless possibilities in customizing, especially the backend, to make it better and easier for the clients to use. That's, yeah. Well, WordPress is amazing out of the box. You can have a website set up in less than a day. But as always, if you want with a little extra effort, WordPress can become everything you dream of. And that's why today we want to show you 3 projects varying in size and concept, focusing on problem solution, like problems we have and how we thought to sort them out. And we will show you 1 million possibilities to customize the backend of WordPress to fit the needs of each site and each client. You just need the screen. The first case we are going to show you today is sorry about these technical difficulties. Yeah, it's lunes.no. Lunes is a Norwegian company located in Larvik. They have long tradition of querying stone for the global market, and they needed a website to show what it is they do and how beautiful their end product is. With their new site, they wanted to communicate effectively to 3 target groups: architects, manufacturers, and end users. One of the challenges was that the PR manager was planning to use the site for 40% of her workday on the website. So our challenge was to give her a good tool that allowed her to contribute a lot of info while keeping the site clean and focused. So together with the client, we did a major job in stripping away unnecessary information from the old site. And we made a neat and clean navigation system where everything has its place, but as always, how do you keep it that way after the site has launched, as always? So our solution was that we customized WordPress using custom post types, taxonomies, and custom fields to make it easy for the client. She always knows where to put each piece of information, sticking to the strategy and the system that we committed to in the planning project. And there's always a lot of stuff that doesn't have its own place, and the client always comes up with new things that they want on their website. And we made a blog for that, so they always have somewhere to put all the extra nifty things.
So yeah, let's try to take a look. That doesn't work, so I don't know why.
We're going to show you the website. And
I don't understand this computer. Okay. Why is the internet like not showing?
Press Command N.
Command N?
Show a new window.
Oh. No, but the internet
it's like
it's here, but it's not
things
there.
aren't happening.
Oh, you have to. Hold on.
Yeah.
It's a really good computer, I promise. Just had to set it up kind of my way. I have to.
actually.
Oh, you have a window?
Yeah, it's
oh.
there.
There's there.
It doesn't.
Here you go. Can you see? Can anybody, if you see it, just say hello. See how you find it. Oh, hold on. So the big screen is over.
Oh, there it is.
Ah,
If you take
nice.
it down a bit.
It's easy. It's pulling it down.
Oh, wow.
The biggest website in the world!
Yeah.
All right, and fade away.
Wow.
But how do I go here?
But where can we like browse the web? Show?
You just browse.
Okay.
What? Like surfing? I have hot corners. Nobody likes that. I like it.
But where is it?
Like now it's not here anymore.
Where?
Sorry.
No.
All right, hold on. I'm just gonna do equal screens. I just have to find the mouse. Sorry. There you go. Oh yeah. Take away.
Yeah,
This.
that's nice.
So you can see on the screen.
Yeah, that's nice. Okay, so here we go.
Well, so I also actually. I had all of this very neatly set up on my own computer, but. So lunes, they're a stone manufacturing company, so it's kind of a boring thing, but they're trying to sell it by showing what you can do with the stone. So the end product is really what they're trying to showcase on their website. So what we needed to do was make it very easy for the client to add new projects into their portfolio, their gallery. And let's have a look then in the back end of how every time the client adds a new project, they add it into a custom post type called gallery. And let's take a look at the example of Vries. If I can find it. So every time they make a project, they have a certain trajectory that they follow. And obviously you enter a title and a description. That's just normal WordPress stuff. And adding to that, they also have a slideshow selector. Every time they make a new project, they also make a new slideshow corresponding to that project. So they add pictures and little texts. And then they pick the slideshow here in the list. And then you have some fields down here that are standard project data that they'll enter the location, architect, and the year the building or the bathroom or whatever it is was built. And these can be blank if they don't know the answer to some of them. They leave them blank and then they don't appear in the front end. So let's take a look then at how this looks. First of all, you can see it showing up with the featured image and the title here on the project page. So that happens automatically. And then in the single post, you'll see the slideshow showing up here on top. And underneath that, you have all the project data fields that they filled out, always ending up neatly and properly placed, so as to not make it messy. So if one of them isn't filled out, things just move to the left, so it looks proper if you haven't got all the fields as well. And also attached to this custom post type galleries, we've attached some taxonomies to allow for some sorting, which we're going to have a look at now. And these taxonomies are down here. They're called types, usages, and materials. They're basically ways of sorting projects into different, we're going to look at it later on the front end, but the client put some tags that they find suitable for this project. So for example, this material, their stone, has been used for facade and interior, flooring, countertop, pool. And the materials that have been used That's the name of the stone, so it's kind of for specifically interested people. If you have a look at the front end, okay, it's strange. What have I done? Okay. Det virkar nå. Ikke gjør noe. Nei, jeg er ferdig. So here you'll see by adding those taxonomy tags, you're able to sort the projects by type of project. If you're an architect, you might want to sort them by where they have been used. Like if you're interested in how you can use a certain type of stone in the kitchen, you can sort by that. Or outdoors, you can also see that. So, and if you are a person who builds countertops, because that's actually a job, somebody who takes a big chunk of stone and makes it into a shiny countertop, you might want to be interested in how you can use this big rock that you just bought in the type of lunes blue. That's for a specific group of clients that they have. And also this material taxonomy, it shows up as well on the single project post. It's used for displaying these materials down here, which we're trying to show to tempt visitors to go even further in and learn even more about the material. If you're super interested, you go on to reading about the product. So here we have the product page, which is another custom post type, where you have the same slideshow on top, and then down here we've sorted the information into tabs, because not everybody wants to read about this, so you don't have to scroll through it if you don't want to. And also, you see down here, we have actually a third custom post type called finishes, and these are also posts that are attached to the product. So each product has many surface finishes that you can order, and that's what's displayed here. Here you can navigate back into the projects, because these projects and materials are already linked, as we've seen. So you can navigate back into the project if you want to read more about projects again. So yeah, Lunes, as we've seen, is a very strictly organized site, and it does set a lot of limits for how you can, where you can place information, what type of information you can place. But we believe that strict rules and restrictions are necessary to focus on what's the most important thing and not everything else, and want to help the client to achieve that every time they add new content that just doesn't end up messing up the order of things. So a well thought out backend can then make all the difference in the world in the front end as well. That's what we think.
Yeah.
So trying to get back to this keynote now. We'll see if I'm gonna need help again.
Oh, there we are. Fantastic. Okay. So the second case we're going to show you today is a bit different from the Lund site. Transparency is an open community that lets you rate and review business-to-business suppliers from all over the world. The site is based on user-generated content. They contacted us. When they contacted us, the site was messy and lacked a clear focus. So the challenge okay. The challenge when it comes to user-generated content, the hardest thing is often to get people to contribute. It should be super easy for visitors to find their way and add content. And we also want people to love the site and use it, and get their friends to use it, and so that they, yeah. The solution was for us trying to identify the two main user groups and catering to them, not everyone else. So we have one group of visitors that are looking for a supplier of a specific product or a product group. And then we have the people that want to speak their mind about the supplier they have had an experience with. We have made it so easy for both these groups to find what they're looking for, using taxonomy tags for sorting. So we also constantly urge the visitors to add content, and we try to make that very easy. So let's take a look at that site. So now
I don't have to log in because the backend is sort of in the front end when it comes to this site, so that's good. So when you arrive at the front page of Transparency, it's basically very stripped down and gives you two main choices. So let's say I'm here now to find a supplier. And that's what I want to do. So a supplier is here a custom post type, and so all these posts suppliers, they come in a big list here, and there are a lot of them. So that's why we have added these selectors to browse. So these are also taxonomies. They're categories, countries, and products. And if I was interested in making some clothing, for example, having some clothing made, I would maybe go for apparel and sort through that. And I could also then say I wanted to produce only in China. So that gives me a much shorter list of suppliers. So let's check out one of the single posts. Now this is the custom post type called supplier. Always looks like this. You'll see how the tags, the taxonomy tags, end up here: the country, the city, the category, and the product. You can add as many product tags as you want, basically. And also the review is attached under here. The Google map is also generated on the basis of the country, city, and the name of the business. If it can find that, it picks up the best it can. And then when it isn't able to pick up, we have a backup image for that. But mostly it's good at picking it up. Let's see then how this information ended up in here, namely through user contribution, as we talked about. So, as I said, here the backend is sort of in the front end because people are logging in and they're contributing content. So let's say I was here to rate a supplier that I was happy with or miserable with. And we've tried to tell people explicitly how to do it so that you're at no point confused as to where you're going to go. So what the first thing I would do is to search to see if my supplier was already in here. And if it's not, then this form pops up. So we got you where we want you, right into the contribution part of it. And you take some time to add the fields that you want to add, basically, yeah, blah, blah. And everything the only thing that's required is the name of the supplier. That was a request from the client who wanted to make it very low threshold for people to add content. So he has to sit there sometimes and add all these fields because he has to check up on things. That's his idea. And when you click Add Supplier, this submission has been received, and then it ends up as a post in the backend. So he gets to go in there and edit the post and click Publish, and then it ends up on the page. So yeah. That's all we had on Transparency. It's basically just easy to navigate and easy to perform those two specific actions that we want people to perform. And sometimes things are best when they're just stripped down, kept very simple, and don't give people too many choices. It's never a good idea.
So the last case we're going to look at today is Fagsnakk. And Fagsnakk is a blog from Cappelen Educational Books Department, where authors of educational books contribute with articles about their area of expertise. Now, right now at the launch there are only 2 educational subjects, Norwegian and history, but they will continuously add more subjects. One of the challenges of this project was that each subject has its own editor, and these editors have to collect articles from authors. So the editors have limited time to spend on publishing and need publishing to be really easy. However, ambitions and expectations are high, and they want to publish a lot of content fast. So our solution for this was using WordPress multi-site, and this allows users to be editors only of their particular site. There is a site admin that can worry about adding special content, and if you're a busy history editor, you don't need to worry about anything other than the post editor. As a customized post editor allows the non-techie history editor to publish everything they need to do, and they can follow a very strict trajectory, and upon clicking publish, everything magically falls into place. So let's take a look at that.
Yeah. Let's just take a look at the front page first, if we are able to. Yeah. So this is the front page of the entire multi-site. So you'll see the two subjects, Historie and Norsk, up here. And there's a slideshow that picks up certain specific selected posts from all over the multi-site. And then there's just a normal list of blog posts from all child sites. And the search field is also, you can search the entire multi-site from the search field as well. So let's have a look then at how all of this comes together from the history editor publishing just one little post. So the history editor wouldn't see all the stuff I'm seeing. They would only see their own blog, the Historia blog. I'm like a site admin, so I see all of this stuff. So, as usual, you add a title and you add all of your content. That's just normal. And you add a category that you find suitable. And then you add some appropriate tags. The tags do come into play in front end. We'll see later what's going on with those. And you also get the option to show this post in the front page slideshow or not. So that's a choice. And you get a choice to show the featured image as a full width image or as a little tiny image next to the text here. And there's an option if you want to show a video instead of an image in the featured image place. You can do that if you have an embed code or a share link. You have to attach an author. And these aren't normal WordPress users because the authors have actually nothing to do with the site. They're just sitting there emailing articles to the editors. So these are custom post type called authors, and they're attached to the post. And then that's the featured image. So after you've done that, you just click publish, and we can have a look at what it turns out to look like here. The featured image ends up on top in a full width view. And at the bottom, you'll see the author showcased in his own little box. They're trying to focus a bit on the authors because they're famous in their own genre. You probably haven't heard of him, but some of them are quite famous. And then underneath, you'll see the recommended reading, and those are based on tags. So you have to be careful about the tags you choose. And they're also across multi-site. So a post can be published in Norsk and be displayed here under a history post if they share the same tag. So that's handy. Also, on the front page, it shows up in the slideshow here, looking appropriate, and it shows up obviously here. So that's, you get a lot of stuff happening from just doing a very strict list of things that a normal person can learn and just stick to their program, and they'll get through that and a lot of stuff just clicks into place.
So, the wonderful WordPress. Well, that was a few of our latest projects using WordPress to make life easier, not only for us but for our clients. A lot of clients, even the ones with a lot of experience, don't know what custom post types are or the concept of category pages and the magic we can do only with these neat features. It's easy to overcomplicate the client's workflow and make sites that are hard to operate, and this is exhausting, and not to mention a smorgasbord of disaster waiting to happen. So showing the potential WordPress offers as an everyday tool and giving clarity and directing attention to the right details. This is our gift to give as WordPress designers and developers. So we hope
despite the technical difficulties, we were able to at least show you some stuff and inspire. So if there are any questions now, or also later, we always like to have feedback and tips from you on what you do to make things easier for your clients. Any questions?
We're having lunch in half an hour, so we need something to talk about. Talk about websites. And yeah. Thank you.